Hello and welcome to the review for the Combiner Wars G2 Superion gift set that I am so thrilled to have. I'm not going to be obviously going over transformation or articulation for any of these guys. If you want to see that stuff, feel free to watch my review for the original Combiner Wars Superion figures or anyone else's on YouTube. I don't think we really need to go over that again with these same molds. So. First off, we have Silverbolt, who is now more of a blue bolt, I guess. Although he was never really silver before. Yeah. I like this mold a lot, but I really do like the G2 version. It just looks crazy. Really, really nice paint job. Everything about this is super cool. And here's Skydive, who's looking kind of the same and kind of really super blue. And he's got some tail fin coloration differences there as well for some reason. I don't know why they're black on that guy. And Fireflight. He's a red jet. Slightly brighter red jet, almost barely, like tiny little bit brighter. And then it's got the flames and the three, and air raid. And I really like this guy, and I really like this mold in general. Just doing a basic size comparison for this guy since I don't actually have the other slingshot. Or quick slinger, or whatever the hell they're calling him. He looks crazy. Crazy gold jet. And last but not least, we have little Powerglide in his vehicle mode. And to kick off the robot mode comparisons, here is the G1 release and the G2 release. So you can see how they match up there. Yeah. So, obviously, same mold, nothing really changed or different. This guy just has crazy colors, so that's pretty much going to be the gist of stuff right now. There are definitely, I think, some more paint apps, since you have multiple different colors. There's very little silver on him, but there's a significant amount of silver on him. He's got blue painted eyes, whereas he has red painted eyes. I really do like just the added difference. They're just kind of black, so they blend in here. I didn't even notice these parts, honestly, until I got the G2 version, because they're just, that little call out right there is so nice. Very well done, I think. So I never really picked up a Slingshot or a Wild Rider for my, like, original Combiner Wars Superion or Menasor, so I'm not going to be able to do any comparisons with those. Sorry. But here's just a quick look at him as a standalone figure. Again, looks really great. All the blue really pops. His head sculpt, fantastic. Autobot symbol, fantastic. I really like these little blue chest nubbins they're doing. I guess time will tell if they really have solved the gold plastic problem, because if they haven't, this guy is not long for this world. One thing I will point out on this guy is that the joints in here and his, actually even his whole combiner pig thing, but especially down here, his legs, this black plastic is awesome. Like, it's like a, I'm pretty sure it's even like a palm plastic, but it's the same stuff they used on Prowl's upper legs and stuff, only it's more of a matte finish. So whereas his is kind of a little more shiny, it's still kind of matte. This is just this really, really nice, like, matte black, great, super duper feeling plastic that frankly I'm not used to seeing on Hasbro toys. I'm not used to seeing it on anything except like high-priced third-party figures. So this is exciting to me. This is really nice plastic. And next up we have Air Raid, who I can't help but just have be the favorite for me. First off, the little, like, we're gonna paint this little under thing instead of it blending in black plastic. That's really nice. I love that. I'm a little sad that his wings don't have the original, like, spider pattern, but I'm pretty sure that was probably a rights problem. Basically all his, like, gold paint is replaced with silver, and then his red became silver, and this became silver, so he's got a lot of silver. But I like it. I like it a lot. Another very fine head sculpt. Really, I love the Combiner Wars head sculpts in general. They're pretty great. So, in a rare moment of craziness, I actually have my own G2 version of this figure from when I was a kid. And he was one of my faves. I played with him so much that this arm literally it just wouldn't stay attached anymore. I just wore it down so much that it just fell off, and then I eventually lost it, and I was sad, and now he has one arm. But this is my little dude from when I was a kid. So like I was saying before, I'm a little disappointed that they weren't able to do the like spider web pattern there, because that, I mean, that's what it was, but this is like Spider-Man, like super Spider-Man. So I'm guessing that like they were smart enough to be like, no, we don't want our toys to get sued for copyright infringement or whatever. So now we have Firefly or Fireflight. Fireflight as far as I'm concerned. Definitely the least different between the two of them. I mean, this guy's got the silver on his hands, whereas he doesn't. He's got the blue here instead of the blue in this area. He's got silver instead of black, and the gun color's different. And then, obviously, the design on the wings and the tail fin is different. And believe it or not, the G2 paint is actually a little brighter. I don't know how well that's coming across on the camera, because it's a very subtle difference, but this is definitely like a shade or two either lighter or more orange. This is more of like a pure like blood red, whereas this is kind of more of like a, I don't even know exactly how to describe it, kind of like an orangish red, but it's again very subtle difference. I would have liked if this was actually a darker red, because I'm pretty sure that's how the G2, the original G1 era G2 color went, that it was a little bit darker, but I don't care. I still think he looks really great. I like the addition of the red and yellow here. I think it kind of is a nice touch versus just the red for the Autobot symbol. He's got the shin designs that these are also just totally unpainted. And now we have Skydive, who is probably, unfortunately, my least favorite mold out of the Combiner Wars Superion jets. I do really like the new deco, though. I think the added benefit of having a whole lot of silver, I mean, basically every forward-facing surface, except the obvious blue parts, are just totally silver. There's no gray. The gray is all on his back half on the plane, but pretty much everything in the front is a very nice, full coverage, shiny silver. It looks very good. It really makes all the details on the leg pop very well, too. His legs look very cool. And frankly, I really do just like the blue. I like the way the silver and blue comes off on his head sculpt a lot more than I like the kind of Oompa Loompa thing going on over here. I don't know, I'm still not over the moon about this mold, and for whatever reason, the arms on this mold are, on both of my figures, are like really weirdly, they feel like they're supposed to be ratcheting. There's like a suggestion of ratcheting, but they don't really, and they can barely even hold up the weapons. This guy's left arm is much better. I mean, frankly, both of his arms are much better than this guy's, but they're still weirdly loose, especially like compared to all the other figures in this whole line. It's not like loose arms has been a problem I've been having at all, so I don't get it. Why this guy? Didn't fix that problem. Weirdly enough, he actually lost a paint app on the wings there. I don't totally understand why. I think that's kind of weird. I mean, I know there's lots of silver paint here, so maybe they just couldn't fit it in, but the fact that these missiles aren't called out in paint on this one, and this one they are, is kind of weird to me. And last but not least, we come to little Powerglide, who is kind of just inverted-ish. I mean, they took everything that was red and made it silver, and then they took this like beige and kind of made that red. So I guess like beige equals silver, and they just kind of did a palette swap. I don't know. He looks really cool, and the red they're using is like super vibrant and really just kind of fun looking. I love his like giant G2 chest. I don't know why it won't focus. These guys are kind of tiny. I like his face a lot. I like the red face with the blue eyes is really cool looking. That little thing is black and blue now instead of blue and silver. So there's definitely a decent amount of changes going on. And I do like the way it looks. Although I'm pretty sure he never actually came out in the G2 line. So I guess they just kind of made this up. Weird. So here is the whole team in their robot modes. And I really must say they look fantastic to me. Pretty much everyone got a makeover, even little Powerglide here, who was not originally, I think, even released in G2, let alone part of the Superion or the Aerial Bots distinction. Fireflight is really the only one who doesn't look all that different, as you saw in the one-to-one comparisons, but he's really the least changed. He's probably the only real, like, deco complaint. I know that a couple people have complained that they didn't do the whole jet silver the way that they did his robot mode parts. First off, that would have been price prohibitive, like cost prohibitive. That would not have... Painting an entire figure this well and just like coating the whole thing in gold, you're talking like Takara level prices there, and this thing is a $99 box set with 6 figures in it that combines, so I don't care that the jet stuff isn't silver, and frankly, I actually like the jet being kind of more of a more realistic gray, and then his robot being kind of a silver thing, so that doesn't bug me at all. All the other robots I think are fantastic. I really like what they did with Powerglide. I really kind of like all the little touches on Silverbolt, even these little... You can kind of see that there's like a protruding bit from behind his shoulders that they just kind of gave a little splash of red to, and it looks really nice just kind of poking up. It's a nice little contrast, and it gives some depth to his shoulders. It's just a very nice little choice. I think all of the faces are really fantastic. All of the G2 Autobot logos are all really, really nice tampograph. None of them are stickers. They're really, really well done. They're all like perfectly straight. Got that one little tiny paint issue on him that I pointed out, but that is the only real paint problem that I've noticed. But my only real complaint, I think, I would have preferred if they did the red a little bit darker on here, because my understanding, I didn't have this as a kid, so I could be speaking out of turn here, but from what I understand, the G2 Fireflight was significantly darker than the red used for his normal one, and this is pretty much the same red that we got the first time around. And I would have liked probably more of a, I don't know, just a darker red, but that might have been a problem clashing with these two guys, because they're very red, so maybe they could have made all of them a little darker, but I don't dislike his color, so I don't really care, and I'm gonna be displaying one team in robot mode and one team in combined mode, pretty much. So it's kind of a wash to me if they look similar, because they're not going to be near each other or in the same mode really ever. So whatevs. Other than that, I just really think they look fantastic together. I'm thrilled for this set, and I'm also really excited now for the G2 Menasor and especially G2 Bruticus. And I know everyone's crying their eyes out, but I'm looking forward to Victornion as well. If these are the kind of paint jobs and all this stuff that I can expect from the box sets that they're doing now, which pretty much everything left in the Combiner Wars line is going to be a box set now. I have very, very high expectations for them, because I had kind of moderate, medium expectations for this set, and it really just kind of blew them out of the water, frankly. And here he is in all of his final combined 80s madness glory. And I've got to be honest, I know that G2 is a ridiculous thing, and that the colors, objectively speaking, look terrible. But I love them. I love them so much. I love this thing. I really, really, really like Combiner Wars Defensor, but I really still think I have to say this thing is just hands down my favorite. It's just so ridiculous. I'm so happy they did this. I'm so happy. I had this guy as a kid, and I never completed really any combiners as a kid. I never had any full teams of combiners, so I had a couple like Scramble City abominations that I had put together, but this is just so good. And they just did a really great job with it. All the paint, all the plastic coloring, everything is just fantastic. I mean, it's a little bit more expensive. I mean, a $99 box set for all 6 figures. I haven't really sat down and done the math on that yet, so I'm not sure if that's cheaper or more expensive than it would be to buy them all separately, like the first time around, but this feels like a really premium product to me. Like this is like a premium paint job type of situation going, so I'm just over the moon. And for a size comparison, here is G2 Superion in his combined form next to a couple other mostly combined CW guys and some deluxe limbs uncombined just for relative scale purposes, so you can see how they look in all comparisons. I guess, here you go, let's see. You can see the difference of the Voyager size. So that's obviously the G1 Silvershot. Silverbolt. I guess Silvershot is like Slingshot and Silverbolt's secret love child. Yeah, we don't talk about that. Alrighty guys, so that pretty much wraps up my G2 Superion review. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you end up getting this figure, I hope you enjoy that as well. See you next time, and thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.